minor pentatonic scale is one of the most useful scales when it comes to playing things like licks and fills and riffs, but one of the things that makes that really, really easy is memorizing a few key patterns. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 minor pentatonic patterns that I use pretty much every day. So with all these patterns, all the scale diagrams are going to pop up on screen here so you can follow along. So the first pattern we're going to do in A minor. The pattern is this. We start on G, the flat 7th, play the root A, and then play the flat 3rd C, the 4th D, and then we're going to put in an E flat, which strictly speaking is not part of the minor pentatonic. We get it from the minor blues scale, but it's a very, very similar scale. And to be honest, here we're just using it for a little bit of color. You can probably hear there when we get up to that E flat, nice and colorful, nice and characterful. You can use it on the way back down. And it's really, really cool if you want to just chuck this in a groove. Now, the second pattern, it's much more of a strict minor pentatonic pattern. And this one, it's sort of going up almost 1.5 octaves of the minor pentatonic scale. So the pattern is this. We go A, C, D, E, G, A, but we keep going up to C and then up to D right at the top. So it's a pretty big pattern. It spans a lot of the neck. And this one is really, really great for bigger, more elaborate fills. So you could use it like this. So you can see that a lot of the fills are quite big, quite powerful, quite ostentatious, for want of a better word. What I love about this shape is the use of it is really, really flexitile. It's very versatile. So there's a lot of things you can do with it. You don't just have to rip right up and down the pattern. What I love to do is to put in little sequences. So sometimes I'll play this in descending fourths. So, descend a fourth, and then ascend a fourth, descend a fourth, ascend a fourth, like that. So if I put something like that in a groove, we get the same shape, but it's just presented in a much more interesting way. You can see there, it's quite textured, it's quite cool. So you could do that, you could play this in descending groups of 4. Now this next one is one of those strange ones where even though it's a pentatonic fill, you could kind of view this as being a minor and a major pentatonic at the same time, depending on how you wanted to use it. So again, this one isn't strictly speaking a minor pentatonic pattern, but I do use it in a very similar kind of way. So let's say we're playing over an A minor 7, and we want to give this a bit more character, a bit more sort of salt and pepper, if you like, a bit more spice. What I will do is I will play a pattern that starts on the 5th, goes through the natural 6, up to the root, the 9th, and then the flat 3rd. So now this one will give you a bit more of a kind of Dorian sound, a bit more of a Dorian flavor. Here it is. So you can hear there, it's got that kind of cool minor sound that comes from the flat 3rd, but it's got a slight edge to it which comes from the flat 13 and the tritone that's formed between the two of those. But if you wanted to use this in a major setting, the same pattern still works. Again, you'd have to use it in that slightly more kind of funk, blues, gospel kind of territory. But let's say you're playing over a major vamp this time, like a sort of open A7. can see there, it still works there, it just gives us a bit more of that kind of blues spice. So how you want to use that really depends on how you want to view that pattern. Now this last one I'm actually going to do in D minor, just for guys that are watching this on a 4-string. So the pattern here, it's really, really simple. You start on the 5th, you go up to the flat 7, then you go up to the root and up to the flat 3rd. Now, I really, really like this because it's so simple, it's so versatile, but it's great for really punchy, rhythmic, and quite melodic little fills. So if I play my groove, remember this time we're in D minor. You can see there, all that pattern, I get quite a lot of mileage out of it, but it doesn't stop there. What this pattern is so great for is playing things, basically having like a little lick that you would play down in 1 octave, and then moving the pattern up an octave and playing the same thing over again. It gives your licks a really nice sequenced feel, it gives them a really nice inner logic, and it makes them sound really powerful, really melodic, and really strong. Check it out. So you can see you can get a lot of mileage out of these patterns, but all of that does hinge on you being familiar with the minor pentatonic scale. So if you're not familiar with the minor pentatonic scale, then you want to check out this video here where I run through all the 5 must-know shapes. But speaking of shapes, if you do want to get your hands on a PDF that's got all the shapes we've talked about in this video, click the link down below in the description. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another lesson real soon. Take care.